La Paz, Bolivia, a bustling city of 1 million people, hovers in the thin air above the world's longest continental mountain range, the Cordillera de los Andes. Clinging like a starfish to the valley floor, with legs creeping in all directions above the canyons surrounding it, this densely packed city groans with activity. At just under 12,000 feet, it is the world's highest administrative capital. Foreigners struggle here with every breath. Traveling is exciting, but can be challenging too. Aren't the fundamental lessons of everyday life revealed when we push beyond our boundaries? Our group did a Habitat for Humanity build in El Alto, the city above La Paz. Another 1 million Bolivians live there in the Altiplano, the high Bolivian plateau at over 13,000 feet, in a spiderweb of small tin-roofed brick homes, head-jarring unpaved roads, and more stray dogs than hair on a llama. El Alto is a stark contrast to a modern western city of as many people, like for instance San Jose, California, or Brussels in Belgium. The disparity in living conditions here is in stark contrast to the city sewage systems, potable water, and city planning we have in the West. The privilege we have is blatantly obvious within moments of the harsh El Alto reality. Our commitment was to help a family of 7 whose eldest 12-year-old child Iban had been diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. They all live in a 14 by 12 foot concrete floored brick room without any indoor plumbing. Our project was to build the foundations for an extra bedroom and a new toilet, as well as a connection to the local sewerage system. Mi Telefèrico, the La Paz and El Alto cable car system, soars above La Paz like an interconnected system of giant cranes above a massive construction site. This aerial urban cable car transit system connects the cities of La Paz and El Alto and consists of 25 stations along 10 lines with more planned. The cable cars enable an average of 250,000 residents to use efficiently and relatively cheap public transit every day. Like condors in the light blue sky, commuters travel for work and other trips directly above these two cities, saving many wasted hours in traffic without spewing gasoline or diesel into the environment. Helped by Humberto, a local Aymara Mason, and Martin, Iban's father, who worked his usual job on night shift in a quinoa factory and helped us out during the day, we began our work by digging trenches for the foundations and preparing areas for concrete floors. In the thin Andean air, working is tough. A few throws of a pickaxe or shoveling in the hard bedrock and breathing becomes a conscious activity. We were given smiling assistance by the family's children who seemed to have acclimated long ago to life at altitude. Because rebar is expensive locally, the footings, having been dug, were filled with rocks and then cemented in. The floors needed a rock bottom too, prior to filling them with cement. Bolivian women are known as cholitas and wear traditional multi-layered skirts and bowler hats. Their hats are a throwback to the early 1900s when British railway workers introduced them locally. Cholitas are generally very camera shy and you have to work hard to get a photo. However, they have a definite unique aura and a stiff, colorful style, and occasionally you get to catch their lovely smiles. Our group also took a day to help a local orphanage by painting a mural around their soccer court. This orphanage is home to children of varying ages and situations and includes those whose parents cannot afford to look after them. The orphanage was clean and orderly, and there were some obviously dedicated staff, but the craving for human touch and caring was deeply palpable. After much thought, we decided to leave their names and the images they had previously painted, but added a bit of color and background, hopefully brightening up their outdoor space. Music is another one of those human experiences that brings us together. Whether it is a sad song from the Valle de la Luna, Moon Valley, or a local rendition of Happy Birthday. Iban's white cell count was too low to receive his next chemotherapy treatment, and so he supervised and his sisters helped us work. After finishing the foundation, we concentrated next on digging a trench and then hooking up the soon-to-be toilet with a sewerage connection. Giving is another universal experience that brings us together, and at week's end, we had finished our work and were treated to a parting thank you ceremony where the recipient family was so very grateful for our contribution.
Casita también para mi hijo también y para mi familia, ¿no? Muchas gracias por venir a este lugar. Muchas gracias.
Casa que se va a construir y le vamos a cuidar y decirles gracias y son gracias.
And it's a very Bolivian thing, and it's really nice. I hope you. A los chicos igual que nos ven, ¿verdad? ¿Dónde están?
Y a chicos, vengan.
Y ustedes igual, ¿no? Pero. Sí.
Vayan.
The Telefèrico, though, is more than just a transit system. It is a unifying nexus. Riding a gondola also brings us together for a while, and as we sit high above the city, we see how we are part of the same society. We breathe the same air. We all travel to work, to family, to friends. We are more alike than different. It is evidence of what we can accomplish as people, as local governments, and as national assemblies. There are thousands of varieties of potatoes in Bolivia, and together with corn, quinoa, and beans, they make up the staple foods of the country. Traveling south from La Paz, a flavorful, typical blanket-borne lunch on Lake Titicaca with a variety of potatoes, together with fish, fava beans, and choclo, the giant-eared corn. Pachamama, Mother Earth, is the revered goddess of the indigenous people of the Andes who supports fertility, the planting of seeds, and the harvesting of food. In both Aymara and Chekwa cultures, Pachamama lives large in daily life and belief, portrayed here by a celebrated local artist Mamani on a mural commissioned by the local government for a subsidized housing project in El Alto. The magnificent salt flats of Uyuni. At over 4,000 square miles, they are easily seen from out of space. The salt crystals float above the brine below our 4x4, and perspectives become eerily unusual. The salt flats are also home to Isla Incahuasi, an island of large rocks and unusual, gigantic cacti. Now home to the world's largest lithium deposit, time will tell how the government of Bolivia manages both significant resources. Sunsets on the salt flats are otherworldly, and this special place never ceases to dispense awe and wonder. The Valle Sagrado de los Incas, Peru's sacred valley, home to the wonders of the Incan Empire and Machu Picchu. Sadly, also witness to the devastation that the conquering Spanish conquistadors wrought in South America. A people were brutally enslaved and massacred. A vast civilization was destroyed in the pursuit of silver, all in the name of God. Evidence of what happens when a culture or country treats others without respect and greed dominates human appetite. Colorful historic center of the restless Colombian city of Cartagena, lives pulse at a tachycardic pace in commerce and pleasure. Love, passion, competition, creativity and song come together like a caldo de Castilla, a ubiquitous Colombian soup made from beef ribs, root vegetables, green plantains, and corn. Here, you find many struggling Venezuelan refugees due to the chaos that dominates their homeland. One of them is a Venezuelan trader making purses from a now worthless currency. This is an ironic twist on the concept of what we refer to as money. Dictatorships and corruption always have devastating consequences for the majority of people. Teleféricos connect people with places, and gondolas connect people. Connection minimizes isolation and maximizes opportunity. Opportunity then gives us a chance to do something different, to change, to break new ground, to build together, to solve real problems. Successful solutions reduce stress, make people happier, and of course, give us hope. In the United States of America, we find ourselves mired in a divisive, us versus them, quarrelsome and angry country. Travel and teleféricos show us how different our world can be, and that despite our differences, whether old or young, female or male, poor or rich, employed or out of work, we all share so very much, and we really are more similar than we are different. When we all reach out, the color of our skin or the country from which we come matters less, and when we connect like a teleférico, we build happy families, caring communities, respectful countries, and a sustainable planet.
Let's come together. Put your pride to the side. It don't matter if you're black or white. There's no need to cry. Let's come together.
Florcita de espina, no te olvides, recuérdate siempre. Florcita